good trip together. And one thing at that time is because that I am a bit sick when sitting in the bus or maybe like in the car. But now I feel like fine, like that situation with me is reduced. But sometimes when we not go on a straight line, but the road is a bit zigzag, so I often feel dizzy, and sometimes I can want to and sometimes I don't feel sick in the car. So at that time, because there's a road, so normally you don't go straight, and sometimes you just like turn left or turn right. But at that time, when we nearly get to the Katma Island, so there's a road that really zigzag and really complex, and at that time I feel disease again. And both time, like the time we get there and the time we come back, with the time we come back to get home. So both the time I also feel dizzy at that place, at the right at that place.
Hmm. Well, it's normal, and I think.
And I remember that time like uh, the tour guide, he told my teacher that the monitor is me. The monitor in the class is really interesting. Like although I feel disease and I feel sick in the car, but after that I just normal again. Like nothing happened.
Well, after traveling a lot, I actually, I can how like to describe it. It's really difficult, but I came up with a couple of tips to never get dizzy or to never get car sick anymore. Because I used to experience car sick a lot, but one tip is to just talk a lot and travel a lot because whenever I travel, especially when I go to those ceremonies, which I told you, then if we travel from the hotel to the eating place or to other destinations where we need to participate in lots of activities, then the bus will probably takes around 10 minutes. In those 10 minutes, I try to talk as much as possible and I try not to wear a mask because like people all around me, nobody wears mask and I just like have a habit of not wearing mask also. So like I think not wearing mask in a bus or in a car, over time, your car sick will surely be reduced.
Yeah. So normally when we had a trip together, my class had a trip together. So there would be like at least one parent to go with us, a mom or maybe a dad, and he or she will prepare a little bit like snack, like the biscuit or maybe some kind of crisps, and also a bit fruit. And every time, so the fruit appear the most is orange. So at that time, I'm gonna peel the orange and I'm gonna smell the peel. Yes, I
Mhm.
can smell that. And so normally I often sit next to another girl in my class and she often bring a lot of biscuit. And when she know that like I always feel disease or maybe sick when sitting in the car, so she often like told me to eating these because when eating these I will forget about the disease.
Dizzy,
Yeah,
yeah.
so the disease. And I will not feel sick, I will not feel unhealthy anymore.
Well, the main cause for car sick, of course, like because the smell is bad or we're not used to like the petrol. Because I remembered when I was little, I love smelling the petrol whenever we go to the gas station. But I think like there are two main causes for car sick. Number one, it's because we think we will get sick, so we will get it. But I
Uh,
think number two, it's also because we don't talk a lot and we just sit there and keep silent. So of course, it's more likely that we will experience car sick.
Well, caustic, it also like depend on our body because each person will have a different kind of body. Their situation is not the same. So I remember that this morning when I learned kind of like moral lessons. So the teacher told me that at first, when she before she have her first girl, had her first daughter, so she also get a really heavy caustic. But after that, when she get pregnant and she gave birth to the first daughter, so like many kind of things inside her body change. And after that, whenever she's sitting on the car or maybe she go to somewhere for a really long time, she feel normal, no caustic anymore. So I think it also it's not like about the smell or maybe about we do not talk much in the car, but I think it is the difference in our body.
But I think like the point is that we think if because if we think that we cannot do something, then it turns out we cannot really do it. So it really makes sense when like I travel with my other friends and there's this one friend who always thinks that he will get car sick and we talk to him a lot and he talks to it a lot too. And after 3 hours, he did not get sick one bit.
Yeah, so most of the time when like I go somewhere far, so I go sleep for the whole period.
Well, I don't really want to sleep though because talking to people is actually fun, except when people around me are sick. So I would try to sleep too, but when people around me they're talking and they're laughing, then I will try to participate and join in the conversation.
Yeah, so normally since I get to my high school, so nearly all the trippers we will like start in really early in the morning, and that's how many people like they still feel asleep. So nearly all of us will like sleep in the car. For example, I remember that there was a time uh we had to go to Hanoi, and at that time we start at about 4 a.m. 4 a.m. really early in the morning. And at that time, we all sleep. And after that, about like nearly 6 hours, so we all get up. And at that time, we like talking with each other again. And then so because my class when we like have a trip together, so normally we start really early and also come home really lately. And I remember that the latest time we get home was the time when it about after midnight.